I have way more hair than I've had in like over 2 years, and I'm feeling quite Hermione about it, but I don't know if I like it. I mean, anyways, that's not relevant to this video. I just thought I'd let you know. Hi everyone, my name is Leanne and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you all about my TBR for one of my favourite readathons, Victober. Victober runs throughout the entirety of October and it is all about reading more Victorian literature than you normally would. There are several challenges which you can participate in if you would like. Some people do the challenges, some people read all Victorian books in October. If you're someone that doesn't normally read any Victorian novels or any Victorian books, if you read just one, you are participating. This readathon is hosted by Katie, Kate, Ange and Lucy, and I will leave all of their channels linked down below in the description, where you can find all of the info that you need about this readathon, where you can find a bunch of recommendations for the different challenges. If you are someone who is not as well versed in the Victorian period as they are, they will be your guiding lights. I have participated in Victober for the past 2 years and had a great time both times. Each time I have done this readathon, I have discovered books that I was really surprised by how much I enjoyed them. I am quite a big fan of Victorian literature. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy reading about that time of such significant, often turbulent social change. I am normally a one classic a month, if even that, kind of gal. So it takes me a very long time to get through my massive classics TBR, which is why I'm really grateful for the extra motivation and encouragement that I get during Victober. What I realised when looking at the challenges for this year's Victober and comparing it to what books I have with me here in my university house, I found that there was a lot of opportunity for me to double up on challenges, have one book fulfill more than one challenge. I'm gonna try and only do that once, but I may end up doing it multiple times. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Anyway, the first challenge is to read a book by one of the host's favourite Victorian authors. So that gives you options of reading a book by Charlotte Bronte, by Charles Dickens, by Elizabeth Gaskell, and by Thomas Hardy. Now, many of these writers, well, the one that I've chosen and then two more of the writers will feature later on in this TBR, but the one I'm going for specifically to fulfill this challenge is Hard Times by Charles Dickens. If you watch my recent video about reading classics and how I feel about approaching reading a classic book, you will know that I don't know anything about this book, and I'm absolutely fine with that. The only thing that is encouraging me to pick this book up is, one, the Victober challenge, but also it looks far less intimidating than a lot of Charles Dickens' other novels. I feel like I have spoken about this book quite a lot recently, and I'm going to speak about it even more because I haven't actually even hauled it yet, compared to how little I know about it. Next challenge is to read a book with a proper noun in the title, and for this I have gone for Tess of the D'Urbervilles by Thomas Hardy. This is about a poor country girl named Tess who has like this shameful secret that shouldn't really bring her shame, as far as I'm aware. Somehow I have avoided knowing what this book is about, despite it being one of those books that a lot of people end up reading in school. So yes, I will be trying to read this one, although it's probably the one that I'm putting on the least high priority. The next challenge is to read a book from either the first 10 years of the Victorian period or the last 10 years of the Victorian period. And for this I have gone for The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. This was published in 1898, so it is in the last 10 years of the Victorian period. This is another one that I don't think I've hauled yet, actually. This is the only book in this TBR that wasn't in my video about my approach to reading classics and talking about the next 5, I think I picked 5 classics that I want to get to soon. But it is quite slim. I think this is definitely one that I will be ticking off my TBR in Victober. With Hard Times and Tess of the D'Urbervilles, I'm not sure whether I'll get through both of them, but this one I definitely will. I haven't told you what it's about. What is this about? It's about the world ending. So it is about suburban London and a cylinder arriving from space, and they don't know what's going on, and aliens. I hope you're all enjoying my new approach to not pretending that I know things about classics. The next challenge is to read a book written by a woman anonymously or under a pseudonym, And for this I have gone for Villette by Charlotte Bronte. This could have fit into the challenge for reading a book with a proper noun in the title, and it also could have fit into the first challenge of reading a book by one of the host's favourite authors. This is the book that I'm going to be focusing on in Victober. It is going to be my top priority for which books I want to get through. It's also the chunkiest one. This is a story about unrequited love, and it's about a governess who goes to Brussels, and it is quite based on Charlotte Bronte's own experiences of being a governess in Brussels. I recently visited the Bronte parsonage for a trip that I took with my course mates from my MA studies, and yeah, it was a nice time. It was very rainy, so I don't have any footage of it or anything. But I think reading this one relatively soon after being at the Bronte parsonage would be a great experience. The next challenge is to read and watch a screen adaptation. For this, I'm going to pick one of the above. Don't know which one yet. Haven't checked out what the adaptations of them are like, but you know, it'll be one of them. So this is it. This is my TBR for Victober. I think it's quite an ambitious one. I am going to be reading other books throughout the month of October. I'm not just going to be reading these ones. Let me know down below if you are participating in Victober and what you are most excited to read. As I said, all of the info will be down below in the description box, as will a link to all of the books that I am planning on reading if you would like to learn more about them beyond my very vague descriptions. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will talk to you in my next video.